Oh, like, well, well, just hello everyone, and just just if anything, if ever been having to take care of your ailing parents and whatever, just know you're not, you know, my mom's been staying home more, and just you know, she's worse than yesterday, and how much she feels, and it really, but it's disheartening, but it's inevitable. But I'm not surprised. Like I am very, like, and to see my grandma like she is, like, I know that I'll never I'll never get her, that old her back, and you know, I mean, as much as I just want to be home and be with my mom more often, sometimes I gotta get over it and to move on with my life, but you know, they just suggested I volunteer at the food bank, or even like maybe get involved in my church. But right now I have, yeah, my private care home operator just, I've done lies, and I've I've told lies. I've done things I shouldn't have done, and you know, as much as I just kind of, sometimes, like, people have their opinions and expectations and obligations, but I can't just be blocking that kind of stuff. I just gotta filter what means of they have, and you know, sometimes, like, it's like you say, like, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. If you're not with Christ, if you're not Christian, then you're an antichrist, and you know, like, if you're not with God, you're standing against Him, and you know, it's time. It's because, like, repentance means you have to do the work and reform, and like, but as much as it sucks that I didn't get to do the things I wanted to do, but there's always another time that I can go and do those things, but I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. But that's just the way it's gotta be, but like, then I gotta do some simple chores, and just, well, it's not only to help mom, but to keep myself from getting so big-headed and so so ego-brained, and it's like, you know the closest mirror reveals the true enemy in staring back at you, and I know it's just a thought to keep in mind, and just the idea of just giving up, giving it up, it's just got me shaking in my shoes, and just, but it just, you know, there's always so much unexpected things that are going to happen, but somehow, but to me, it doesn't surprise me anymore. It just, I mean, like, I may be disappointed, but again, I'm not surprised. There's always going to be those things, and to me, what matters is that, how do I move forward from it? Like, and then the weather wasn't cooperating too. Like it's really frosty out there, and like I can't really do much of anything. But, oh, like you know, like I don't know how long I'll be living in Red Deer anymore, but sometimes I just want to go back and just kind of relive things and relive my, you know, reminisce about what it was like early on. But so many times in my in my young adulthood, I've been tripping, and I've been tripping too many wires. But I guess that's what life is. I guess that's how life builds you up. And I mean, you're only a product of your own choices, and that's the thing. And, you know, like I've deceived others. I've lied to them. And yet, they have very good reason to have doubt on my part. So, which I'm not surprised, and you know, but I don't want to get anyone who cares about me to be on the wrong foot. But my mom has expectations for me too, and if I was to volunteer at the food bank once a month, and maybe get involved in my church, maybe that will give me a prospect of being getting a job, you know, like. But it's not, you know, it's nothing too much about any money or whatsoever. But you know, like it's more about growing up as a person, and growing in my faith. And I mean, I can only do so much. There's so much that people can do for me, but beyond that, I must prove my own worth. If I was to sit on God's right, you know, like, you know, if I was to sit on the right of the of the final judgment, and then I must prove by love, through love and faith, and you know, just I'm really at a point where you know, I can't turn back. And I know I have a feeling this year is going to be tough, but everything happens for a reason. It's not by accident or anything. You know, like no more excuses, and just I have to stop making excuses and start making results. Okay, so you know, just I guess getting away from the farm, going to town for a bit, just wouldn't seem too bad. But my stepdad said I could come along with him, and then get some stuff at the co-op and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and you know, it just kind of concurs. But just I don't want to be a victim of this circumstance. But you know, it's like. Yeah, it's like I don't know what to think of this world, or of what to think. But I'm expecting there's going to be a lot of things changing over this next year, and I have a feeling they're not going to be good ones though, because I mean, I'm stuck in a maze with this promises. Just I don't know what's real or not, and, you know, the question is, like, do I even know what it is I want? I guess the answer is no, is that the only thing I can do is just basically just wonder, think about think about what God has planned for me, and just be patient and remain faithful. I mean, I'm not gonna brag about it either, but, you know, it just kind of, so, yeah, because of how my mom is feeling, and just doesn't it doesn't really, yeah, sometimes I guess that's just the way it is, the way it's gonna be. So I'm kind of at a point where, kind of caught. I'm kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, and and but all I can do is be patient, and yeah, like I said, when I get home, I might get involved with the church, and at least once a month, and then maybe then I'll network with other Christians, and just might as well enjoy it while I can, because one day it's all gonna be taken from us. Well, I'm back out back at Shane's truck at the co-op, and yeah, we can't seem to find any dog food, and we just can't. It's like someone has bought 38 bags just to feed a bunch of dogs or whatever, and it's like a bunch of guard dogs or whatever, but either way. Or it could be something deep, as my thought is. Just, like, I can't even, like, this world's gonna surely come to an end as we know it. Just like, I never seem to, and I used to be so oblivious to everything, but sometimes the more you try to ignore it, the more it seems to scream at you until its voice is heard, and it really, really, it can really, it can really, affect you. It's like Einstein said, am I crazy, or is everyone else in this world crazy? Well, what's the, that's a good question, Here's the question, is everyone else crazy, or is it me? But, yeah. But it's just, when I get back home, I'm gonna set some things straight with my care home operator. So, yeah, but, I mean, she thinks she knows me, but a lot has changed me over the last year. I mean, almost 2 years ago, I did surrender to Jesus, and then it's like now I feel like I'm talking to him sometimes. I better count my blessings. So, yeah. Yep, tomorrow looks like we're gonna have Shane's adopted kids over. Yeah, so. Yeah, so I'm hoping to, maybe see some faces in that. So, anyways, I'm hoping things work out, and Yeah. So, okay, so I'm back from. So basically, the end. Gonna be the last part of the vlog that I'm gonna say that, like it. But I mean, despite the disappointments of not being able to do stuff, I'm. Turns out like Shane's son and is gonna come down and and then do just I don't know like there's been so much on on our minds, and then we forget things, and you know like I mean you might see Ian and his girlfriend, but my stepbrother Ian, of course, but it just doesn't really make it real to me. Like I don't really have much to say about it, but sometimes I think of things off the top of my head, but then I forget about them. But yeah, these holidays have just been very quiet for the most part because my mom's just been feeling bad, been feeling sick, and just but I'm just I'm I mean I'm not surprised, but like it's like mom seems to be getting worse. There's every now and then, but I feel like I just as soon as I can just move to my mom, move in with my mom so I can look after her things. At least that's what I think I should do. I mean, I mean, sometimes I'm better off just to lay low, and like, yeah, like there's a lot in my mind, and like I just don't see things. I just don't see her getting any better now. So, just like it's more in the wintertime she's not doing stuff, and like at least that's all I can think of. Anyways, that's it for today. So, oh, so I'll see you another time. Bye.